Welcome to the Patriot Hour for Monday, 8/13. It's August 13, 2018. I am Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving us some time. Very important Patriot Hour update. Probably one of the most important updates of your life. All right, of your lives, our collective futures, your future, the kids' future. All right, the kids' future around the globe. All right, draining the swamp. All right, we got some new Q and non-Q clearance, breadcrumbs updates. Let's take a look here. Let's jump in here. Get this a little bigger for you. All right, we got quite a few updates. 1862. Rainn Wilson. All right, so I did these this morning. 1860 and 1861. We're going to move on up here to 1862. This came today at 13:38. So 1:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, we got the 1933 paramilitary wing of the Communist Party of Germany. And anti-fascist. All right, and then 2017 paramilitary wing of the Democratic Party. All right, very similar. Fake news equals enemy of the people. If all directions of the echo chamber, in brackets, mainstream media, MSN, state the same thing, even if fiction/false, do most people and then consider it true? Direct communication is critical. Who controls the fake news? Why is Antifa allowed to incite violence, wear masks, make threats, use and carry weapons, and physically harm others who oppose their ideology. Why does Antifa attempt to justify such violence by labeling the challenger as alt-right or Nazi? Why doesn't the left condone such acts of violence and call for an immediate end? Define projection. Define insurance policy. Define warning against attempts to unveil. They prey on emotionally unstable, helpless individuals and use them as pawns. Got a Fox News link here. FBI probe of Antifa ideology underway. Wray tells House panel. December 1st of 2017. The FBI is investigating people inspired by kind of an Antifa ideology, Bureau Director Christopher Wray said Thursday. Wray told members of the House Homeland Security Committee that people associated with the so-called anti-facet or Antifa movement were subject to FBI probe amid possible violent criminal activity. While we're not investigating Antifa, that as an ideology, we don't investigate ideologies. We are investigating a number of what we would call anarchist, extremist investigation, where we have properly predicated subjects of people who are motivated to commit violent criminal activity on kind of an Antifa ideology, he told the House panel. All right, let's make sure this isn't playing some video. Close it out. What does Wray know, and when will he release it to the public? Does such violence extremism justify NG deployment, National Guard, in the future ahead of planned public releases? All right, National Guard deployment. We got a Breitbart news story here. Big government left-wing Antifa terrorists freaking out over proposed unmasking law. Petitions White House Gov petition formally recognize Antifa terrorist organization. All right, so we got a petition up here. Formally recognize Antifa as a terrorist organization. 368,423 signed out of 100,000 goal to get it up to be seen. Military spending bill, smile for the camera. Q. All right, so it looks like there's stuff put in to unmask them. Left wing. Sheesh. Left-wing Antifa terrorists freaking out over proposed unmasking law. The left-wing terrorist organization that calls itself Antifa is freaking out over a proposed law that would enhance penalties for anyone who injures, oppresses, threatens, or intimidates any person while wearing a disguise or a mask. So they're not happy about that, folks. Hashtag mask off. All right. Hashtag mask off. Hats off. All right, 1863. We got the repeat here of the PNG for Planet of the Apes. Michelle Bachmann. Bill Maher is comparing her to Planet of the Apes way back in 2011. At Sean Hannity, at Fox News, at The Real Roseanne. Do not let this hypocrisy stand. Fight. Much more coming. All right, so as we all know, Roseanne did something similar, and she was kicked off her show and shut down, forced to sell the rights to Roseanne, or not forced, but decided to keep everybody else working. But they wanted her off and done. And here's Bill Maher years later after his 2011 tweet comparing somebody to the same. But, you know, hypocrisy is unreal. Let's put it that way, right? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. All right, well, here we are moving up to 1864. This came today at 14:57, which is right before 3 p.m., so at 2:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a Sarah Carter Link here to her website. Trump Tower meeting looks increasingly like a setup by Russian and Clinton operatives. The 2016 Trump Tower meeting looks increasingly like a setup by Russian and Clinton operatives. The June 2016 Trump Tower meeting between high-ranking members of the Republican presidential campaign staff and a Russian lawyer with Kremlin ties remains the cornerstone of claims that Donald Trump colluded with Russia to steal the election. A growing body of evidence, however, indicates that the meeting may have been a setup. Right? We all know this already, folks. Part of a broad effort to tarnish the Trump campaign involving Hillary Clinton operatives employed by Kremlin-linked figures and Department of Justice officials. This view that the real collusion may have taken place among those who arranged the meeting rather than the Trump officials who agreed to attend it. All right, this is supported by two disparate lines of evidence pulled together for the first time here. Newly released records and a pattern of efforts to connect the Trump campaign to Russia. All right, so what they're saying here, folks, is, they want to blame Trump for having the meeting or, his son, whatever. But who set these people there that were Russians? Who put them up to it? That would be collusion right there. That's kind of funny. And the projection. So everything that they're guilty of, they're projecting onto Trump. We've been saying this for 2 years at this point. Lots of people. All right, the first line of evidence includes emails, text, and memos recently turned over to Congress by the Department of Justice. They show how closely senior Justice Department officials and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, worked with employees of Fusion GPS, a Washington-based research firm reportedly paid $1 million by the Clinton operatives to dig up dirt on the Trump campaign. A growing body of evidence, however, indicates that the meeting may have been a setup. They reveal that then Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr, the fourth highest ranking official at the DOJ at the time, coordinated before, during, and after the election with Fusion GPS founder Glenn Simpson, who did work for the Clinton campaign and Russians, and former British intelligence officer Christopher Steele, who was employed by Simpson. Those emails, which disclose the topics of discussion but not their details, revolve around two business executives, Donald Trump and Oleg Deripaska, a Russian aluminum magnate close to President Vladimir Putin. Steele was particularly interested in resolving issues concerning Deripaska's U.S. visa, which revoked in 2006 because of its suspected ties to organized crime. And another sign of the overlapping strands of this story, when Special Counsel Robert Mueller was running the FBI in 2009, the Bureau had asked Deripaska to contribute millions of dollars to help locate former FBI agent Robert Levinson, captured in Iran in 2007, working for the CIA. Levinson remains missing. The Orr-Steele-Simpson correspondence appears to include reference to former British spies worked for Fusion GPS on Trump's ties to Russia months before the election. Steele wrote Orr to say that he would be back in Washington soon on business of mutual interest. The cozy relationship was bolstered by the fact that the wife of senior DOJ official Nellie Orr was employed by Fusion GPS. After Steele was dismissed by the FBI for speaking to the press for an October 31st, 2016 report, Bruce Orr took over the work of relaying Fusion GPS opposition research on the Trump campaign directly to the FBI. The culmination of their combined efforts in the 35-page dossier of unverified Trump/Russia connections was used by the FBI to secure a warrant to spy on the Trump campaign. The Department of Justice did not respond to Real Clear Investigation's request for comment, nor did Glenn Simpson's lawyer, Joshua Levy. All right, the second line of evidence reframing the Trump Tower meeting after the Orr-Steele-Simpson correspondence was first reported in June by Real Clear Investigations. It shows that Starting in March of 2016, FBI confidential sources and other figures associated with Western intelligence services and the Clinton campaign approached the Trump team promising damaging information on Clinton. The Trump Tower meeting appears to have been the most successful of these approaches, since it was the one instance where the Trump campaign signaled it was willing to receive incriminating information on its opponent. These two strands of evidence, the DOJ's collaboration with Clinton, paid research, and efforts to connect the Trump campaign to Russia came together in Midtown Manhattan on June 9, 2016 at Trump Tower. At the central of it all was Fusion GPS, which had two clients whose interests were served by the Trump Tower meeting, the Russians and the Clinton campaign. Even though no evidence has emerged from the meeting of any dark conspiracy, appearances were evidently enough. In sworn Senate testimony last year, Simpson claimed the meeting corroborated one of the key claims made in the reports filed by Fusion GPS contractor Steele. Trump and his inner circle have accepted a regular flow of intelligence from the Kremlin, including on his Democratic and other political rivals. Nonetheless, Simpson also testified that he had no knowledge of the meeting with Donald Trump Jr. and others until it was reported a year later. There is a reason to doubt that account. In fact, the Russian lawyer at the center of the meeting, Natalie Veskin, I don't even know, folks, Veselin, we're just going to, Valentine, all right, was his client. She has publicly stated that she used talking points developed by Simpson for the Russian government in that decision. Kremlin officials also posted the allegations on the prosecutor general's website and shared them with visiting U.S. congressional delegations. Wow. In addition, Simpson had testified that he had dinner with Val the night before the meeting and the night after. Accompanying Val to the meeting was Russian-American lobbyist Reinat Akhmetshin, who served in the Soviet Union military counterintelligence service. His role remains unclear. The meeting was a Russian-American lobbyist, His role remains unclear, but evidence suggests he may have been the source Simpson was alluding to in December of 2016 when Orr recorded that Simpson told him. Much of the collection about Trump campaign ties to Russia comes from a former Russian intelligence officer, not entirely clear, who lives in the U.S. So Val hired Simpson in spring 2014 for the work that lasted, according to Simpson's Senate testimony, mid to late 2016. All right, folks, so this will be linked, of course, in the description box. Let's see here if we got anything more. We are nearing the 20-minute mark here soon. All right, so we have the Antifa flags. Man, that is so strikingly similar. Why did they choose that, right? Was it done on purpose? I would think so. Symbology will be their downfall. All right, we went over these sick tweets earlier, folks, this morning. Not a great way to start your day off, but it has to be done. All right, at Sean Hannity, at Fox News, at The Real Roseanne, do not let this hypocrisy stand. Fight. Much more is coming. I have a feeling Bill Maher made a huge mistake on Friday on his show, talking like he always does, a little bit too much. This guy has gotten away with saying everything that everyone else gets shut down for. It's just not fair. Is life fair? Not too much. But maybe we're getting there, folks. We're going to a little bit more level playing field here. This guy needs to be shut down if that's the case, or quit shutting other people down. But maybe he needs a dose of their own medicine. We got to quit supporting them, and we can't let this stand. He wouldn't, does he? He likes to say that he does it. It's just fun and whatever. But anyone else, they attack. So here's to you, Billy. We don't support you, not for 1 minute. We don't think you're a real patriot. So He's an expat. Expat. All right, so the Patriot Hour, we appreciate you stopping by, folks. Here we read a few of the Q drops. I'm going to dig into them a little bit. I'm actually working on something else, so I will be back here soon for another update video, most likely later on this evening. Thanks for stopping by. Please, again, like, share, subscribe. Maybe take a look in the description box. Take a look in the comment section. Other than just dropping a comment, take a look. There's tons of Patriots on the channel. We got some of the best Patriots around YouTube on the channel right here. Big supporters. We appreciate it. All of you, the very first couple of you, to all the newbies, all right? Even the FNGs, all right? Let's give them a hand. Again, folks, waking up. Lots of people, you know, hey, this is taking a long time. They're being exposed, all right? We're exposing the swamp. They're getting drained. Look to the close to 50,000 indictments. All the people, CEOs and CFOs around the globe stepping down from companies, being fired from companies, leaving positions that you'd never have to leave. All the people not seeking re-election, the heads of the DOJ, the FBI, the very heads of these agencies have been fired, let go. Lots of them stepped down before they were going to get fired. So it's been interesting. You take all that into consideration. The swamp is being drained right in front of your eyes, right in front of all of our eyes. Again, they have to be exposed. As much as everyone wanted Trump to come in on day one and to start arresting people, Trump doesn't do that. That would be outrageous. People would not stand for it. You have to expose their crimes, all right? These people, it's not like a normal, you know, thing out in town, in your local town. Somebody does something, you don't even know it, but you hear it in the paper. He shot somebody and then they arrested him. Or he, you know, robbed a local little gas station and they found him. These people are in the spotlight, you know, on the TV. People didn't know of any of their crimes because they were covered up. And now they're being exposed for them. And from the bottom up, all right, from the mid-levels up to the very top, people are being exposed and going down. More to come. Stay tuned and just stay, you know, so those of you watching know this. So I guess we're the ones anxious, you know, that are anxious for it to happen. What about, you know, not too long back, if the numbers were correct, about half the country, all right? They were for this side. They don't know of any of this. So these are the ones that have to be exposed to this truth and awoke to the real life, the real crimes, the treasonous acts. All right? All right. So, again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. Thanks for stopping by. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. And we'll see you back here real soon for the next Patriot Hour update. Good evening.